Okay, now we're going to show you how to set up a keyboard shortcut to a program. We're going to use Microsoft Word in this instance. This is my desktop, you can see here. It's an old XP machine, this one, but the theory is pretty much the same. So we go down here, and the first thing we've got to do is find Microsoft Word. It's an XP, it's in all programs, Microsoft, and Microsoft Word 2007. If I right click on top of that option, we get this option to send to. So I want to send to the desktop. See where it says desktop? Create shortcut. Okay. Right, there's my shortcut to Microsoft Word. Stick it in the middle so we can see it. I can rename that if I want. Again, right click. Wee tip is, if you're unsure what to do, try right clicking. I could call this my word processor. Okay, oops. Try typing, Graham. That is a shortcut to Word. It's not Word itself. You can tell it's a shortcut because we've got this little arrow thing here. And if I double click, it will behave as if I've just opened Microsoft Word up. But it is actually a shortcut. And what you can do with shortcuts is allocate shortcut key combinations. To do that, we want to right click here, just like we did with rename, except we want to go to properties. And this little bit here is what we're interested in, shortcut keys. It says none. Let's click beside none. Now the HAP always issues similar shortcut combinations. It's always Control-Alt-1 or Control-Alt-2 or Control-Alt-3. Let's go for Control-Alt-3. So I'm going to push the Control key in the keyboard, and we get that. And the computer fills in the Alt bit and knows what's coming. So you don't even have to press it to set it up. But while I'm holding the Control key, I'm going to hit the number 3. There we go. And then I'm going to go apply, and it's happy with that, and stop. Okay, let's test that. Now it's most important that you test it with the keyboard. If the keyboard won't work, then the HAP can't work. So I'm going to go Control-Alt-3. What do you know? There's our shortcut working just grand. Okay, a handy thing to do is with shortcuts is to set up a shortcut to a particular website. Maybe you want to go to your bank or a shopping channel. Now, of course, with a browser, you can browse, but it's quite nice just to open it up on the page you want, and you can dedicate a shortcut key combination just to go to a particular website. So to set that up, we need to set up the shortcut on the desktop to a website. Here's a few I've set up already, but I'll show you how I did this. I'm using Google Chrome here. Chrome's a nice browser. It has a particularly nice feature. If I want to, let's go to BBC homepage. Right. So navigate to the page that you want. This is a BBC homepage. A nice feature of Chrome is I can drag across here the address for the BBC News page, and left click and drag it onto the desktop, and there she is. That's a shortcut. So if I double click on that, the browser will now open in the BBC News web page. Okay, there you go. Now, just as we showed before with the word processor shortcut, we drag it down here, keep them together. I right click on the web browser shortcut, properties. It looks a little bit different, but you still see a shortcut key combination. I'm going to go for Control-Alt-5. That's going to take me to the BBC News. You can see the website there. Alright, now we're going to go on the keyboard, Control-Alt-5. Remember, it's important that you test it with the keyboard before you test it with the HAP. If it doesn't work with the keyboard, it's not going to work with the HAP. There you go, that's quite nice. Now, not all browsers are as friendly as Chrome in creating shortcuts, but generally what you can do is you go to where you store your favorite websites, and this happens to be the way Chrome does it, and you can click onto the website you've got there and drag it to the desktop, and that works with Explorer and most of the other web browsers to my knowledge. So that's an alternative way of doing it if you don't happen to use Chrome. And bring that down there, and properties, and I would set that shortcut key to be, I don't know, Control-Alt-6. There you go. Okay, one little last tip before we leave shortcuts is we see we've got our 3 shortcuts set up here. We could tuck them away in one little folder, or put them off to the side of your desktop, keep things happy and neat in your desktop. And we know we've set, I think, this one up to 3 and this one up to 5 and this one up to 6, but it's not clear from the name. So it's always a good idea to just check that was 3, wasn't it? And that was, yeah, 5, and I know the last one was 6. It's a good idea to go in and just rename your shortcuts with a number in front to represent the shortcut key. And this one times 3, this one was 5, and this one was, it's a long one, isn't it? We could do with shortening that, but never mind, 6. Hey, and now you won't forget, that's 3, that's 5, that's 6. You should never have 2 set to the same. If that happens, we can get in a little bit of a mess, and we'll cover that in a moment. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of creakiness that Microsoft seems to have got into the shortcuts here. And it's the same for Vista and Windows 7, I believe. If I right click on this shortcut to word processor and go properties, you can see it's set up as Control-Alt-1. Okay, if I press the key combinations Control-Alt-1, absolutely nothing happens. And it's got its knickers in a twist, really. How I'm going to sort that? Well, quite often this happens if you set up 2 things to use the same shortcut combination. So the first thing you have to do is change 2 things that are conflicting, but it will still play up after that. So to fix it, go right click on top of the shortcut, go to properties, and I'm going to change this to Control-Alt-B. Okay, for no good reason. So I held the Control key and the B key and apply that. Okay, now I'm going to hit the Control-Alt-B, and sure enough, that now works. Okay, now we're going to go back to the shortcut I really want. Okay, which is Control-Alt-1. Apply that. Apply that. Now I'm going to do Control-Alt-1 again. Hey, what do you know? It's fixed it. So that's a little workaround if you get yourself into that problem. It's a known issue. It's not a big deal, and it doesn't tend to happen unless you set up a couple of programs with the same shortcut accidentally. But that will get you out of that problem should it arise. Okay. Okay, to finish this little video off, we're going to show you how to just set up your mouse in an optimum way to use with a HAP. This is very similar in all Windows operating systems. Again, we go down to Start and Control Panels, what we're looking for again, and look for mouse. There's interesting things under things like accessibility options. That's called something slightly different in later versions of Windows, but what I really want to go to is into the mouse driver. So I'm going to double click on that. You can change various speeds and things. The main thing I want to show you is this up in here. Your mouse driver might look slightly different to this. Let me just make it tidier. Depending on what software you've got installed, but usually there's a feature like this called Snap to or Jump to, automatically move pointer to the default button in a dialog box. You want to select that. That's handy because if a window pops up asking you do you want to accept this or not, then the mouse cursor automatically jumps into the rough position for you, which will speed things up quite nicely. So you want to apply that. and that's the only thing you really want to change. You can see there's speed selections and things like that you can play with, but that's the only parameter that I want to really discuss in this closing video. Okay, I hope you find that useful. Thanks very much.